Besides if and unless, Ruby offers another branching control structure called case, and it comes in two forms. The first form is basically a way of rewriting if then else's. So you say case, and then you give a sequence of conditions written as when condition 1, then execute expression or calculate expression E1, when C2, then calculate expression E2, and so on and so forth until you have an else, which then evaluates a default expression. Notice that there's no fall through in the case statement other than what you may be used to from Java. And so this form of case can be used to rewrite our factorial helper from the previous segment. Now we can say case when n is less than 0, raise an exception. When n is at most 1, return whatever is in the accumulator, and else perform the recursive call. So this form of case is very similar to what you would find in other languages, except for the no fall through rule. But there's a second form of case which is much more useful and unexpected even. The second form of the case expression uses a specialized comparison operator provided by Ruby, and it now compares two expressions with one another. So we now say case E. So if the expression E matches the expression E1, then we return a value V1. If it matches expression E2, we return value V2, and so on and so forth. Now the comparison between E and E1 is performed by calling upon method triple equal sign of the expression E1, and we supply to this call the value of E. So we're using the expression E1 and its specialized comparison operator to compare with the case E value that we supplied up there. Now the operator triple equal sign can be defined at will across various types. However, the built-in types have also built-in versions of the triple equal operator, the matching operator. And so what it does, for instance, if you apply the triple equals operator on the class string, then it will try to determine whether x, the supplied parameter, which again comes from the case statement here, is a subclass of the string class. So what this example then here specifies is if x is of a subclass of string, then we write out string, else we write out other. So basically this case statement tests whether x is a subclass of string and then prints the appropriate output. So I have entered a method called whatisIt into the IRB, and it uses the second form of the case statement. So I'm testing x for whether it is of a subclass of class string. If so, I print out string, and otherwise I put out other. Let's test it out. So whatisIt of, let's say, 3 results in the printout of other, because 3 is a fixed num and certainly not a subclass of string. But if we supply the string hello, we should find out that in fact it is a string.